Guys, Nvidia is virtually unstoppable at this point. Now, on this quick video, I want to talk to you about the results of their latest earnings report that just came out. And I want to tell you why, exactly why I think Nvidia, ticker symbol NVDA, is unstoppable. Now, this video is not an endorsement. This video is not telling you what to invest in. This video is just simply giving you my personal opinion. Now, Nvidia announced its fourth quarter earnings for their fiscal year 2025 on Wednesday, February 26th, after the market closed. So let's jump into this quick CNBC article to discuss sort of what was the results of the latest earnings report from Nvidia. So Nvidia sales grow 78% on AI demand, and the company gives strong forward guidance, right? I'll read some of this, guys, and talk about it as I go. Nvidia reported fourth quarter earnings after the bell on Wednesday that beat Wall Street expectations. So here you have Nvidia beating expectations again and again. The company also provided strong guidance for the current quarter and the following quarter, by the way. The company's report and guidance signals that the chip maker is confident it's going to be able to continue its historic run of growth driven by AI well into 2025. Now, here's how the company did compared with estimates. Their revenue, top line total revenue, came in at $39.33 billion versus $38.05 billion that was estimated. Now, their earnings per share, that's earnings per share of stock, came in at 89 cents adjusted per share versus 84 cents, which was what was estimated. Nvidia said it expected about 43 billion in the first quarter revenue, plus or minus 2%. That's coming up. And I'll skip down here. Chief Financial Officer Colette Kress said the company expects a significant ramp of sales of Blackwell, which is Nvidia's next generation AI chip, right? And they expect that in the first quarter. Now, that means next quarter, all right? Now, it says net income during the quarter rose $22.09 billion or 89 cents per diluted share versus $12.29 billion in the year ago period. In other words, last year at this time, $12.29 billion was their net income. Today, $22.09 billion is their net income. So, serious growth still, right? Now, Nvidia did report a 73% gross margin in the quarter, which was down 3 points on an annual basis. But the company said the decline in that gross margin was due to some newer data center products that were more complicated and more expensive. It says revenue continues to surge at Nvidia as the company rides the AI boom with its data center graphics processing units, GPUs, which comprise the vast majority of the market for AI accelerators that are out there. Nvidia's revenue in the quarter rose 78%, and full fiscal year revenue rose 114% to a full $130.5 billion. That's for the year. Now, Nvidia's growth is slowing as the company becomes larger and larger, which is expected, right? You can't have all that exponential growth keep going on and on and on. At some point, that growth is going to slow as that company gets bigger. But it says during the fourth quarter of fiscal year 2024, which was the earnings report that just came out, Nvidia sales more than tripled. Much of the focus this calendar year, January to December, is going to be on how quickly the company can ship its next generation AI processors. Those are called Blackwell. It says Nvidia said it had 11 billion in Blackwell revenue during this past fourth quarter that was just reported. Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang said demand for Blackwell is amazing in a statement, right? And then Colette Kress called it the fastest product ramp up in our company's history. So without going through this entire article here, guys, let's just say that Nvidia is doing fantastic. Okay, they're still on the rise. And I know some of you are looking at their stock price and you're saying, well, the stock price is still hovering around $120, $130. Listen, it has an incredible moat. Nvidia has an incredible growth pattern. It has an incredible potential growth pattern based on potential sales that's coming up and also based on its customers, right? I don't think people talk about that enough. So if you want to know who are Nvidia's primary customers, right? This is one of the very important reasons why I say that Nvidia is virtually unstoppable at this point. Nvidia's major customers are the major tech companies, which happens to be the biggest companies in the world, right? These major technology companies that heavily invest in AI and data center infrastructures, think about Microsoft, right? That's its largest customer. But then you think about Amazon, you think about Alphabet, which is Google, you think about Meta, which is Facebook, right? These are huge companies and they are the biggest customers of Nvidia. In fact, in its fiscal third quarter of 2025, the previous quarter, almost 1/4 of Nvidia's total revenue, maybe even more than that, came from just those four big companies. Nvidia's primary companies are these leading global tech companies that require and are paying for and have the money to pay for high performance computing solutions to support whatever they're trying to do in terms of AI and cloud computing and data center operations. Nvidia is the leader of all that, and they're the leader in terms of supplying that stuff to the largest companies in the world. So if the largest companies in the world are your customers and there's no sign of slowdown for those customers, then that tells you that this company could be unstoppable. So these leading tech giants, who they call the hyperscalers, they heavily rely on NVIDIA's advanced GPU technology. And they rely on it to power their own AI and machine learning stuff that they put on their platforms. Now, as of Wednesday, close of trading day, NVIDIA's stock closed the day at $131.28 per share. Now, that stock price is actually up $5, roughly $5 per share from the previous day when it closed at $126. What will happen after earnings? We just don't know quite yet, right? But as you see here, guys, and I'm just on Google here looking at the stock and sort of how it's been going. You look at the past month, sort of a wave, right? You look at the past 6 months, and you might be saying to yourself, well, wow, I don't see much growth in NVIDIA. Relax, be patient, right? Just be patient. If you look year over year, you start to see some of that growth, right? You look 5 year, you see a lot of growth, right? But just be patient. That's all I can tell you is just be patient when it comes to NVIDIA's stock price, ticker symbol NVDA, right? And I also want to just kind of look at this quick article, guys. NVIDIA sells $11 billion of next-gen Blackwell AI chips in what Ms. Kress said was the fastest product ramp-up in our company's history. So it says, NVIDIA said Wednesday that its latest Blackwell AI chip have reached full-scale production. And Colette Kress said, who's their CFO, said, we delivered $11 billion of Blackwell architectural revenue in the fourth quarter of fiscal 2025, its most recent earnings report. What I'm going to look at right here is what I just mentioned. Production of massive server racks using NVIDIA's latest AI chips have been pushed back amid reports of overheating issues and glitches, which reportedly prompted NVIDIA's top customers, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, and Meta, to cut some of these orders of Blackwell products, right? Sort of a small issue. These four customers alone purchased an estimated $44 billion worth of NVIDIA GPUs in 2024 calendar year. On NVIDIA's earnings call, Kress added that the sales to these hyperscalers doubled year over year, which is huge, right? Meta, Microsoft, Amazon, and Google parent Alphabet are expecting to spend a cumulative $325 billion in CapEx and investments in 2025, driven again by a continued commitment that those companies have made to building out their AI infrastructure. Now, NVIDIA said it anticipates that its first quarter of next year, which is their next earnings report, their revenue will hit $43 billion, up from the $39 billion that it hit this time around. So here's what I'm saying, guys. There's a reason why everybody's so hyped and bullish on NVIDIA. Now, let me show you this, guys. If you own NVIDIA or you want to research the company and you're thinking about buying more of it and you want to learn more details about its latest earnings report and do your research, all you got to do is go to NVIDIA.com. You can skip over the CNBC articles and you can skip over the USA Today articles. You can get rid of all that and just go right to the actual website itself. And if you're looking for the actual earnings report on the website, all you have to do is once you get to NVIDIA.com, scroll down to the bottom here, and usually in this footer is where you're going to find specific information that you may be looking for. I always like to go to Newsroom. If you click on Newsroom, it'll take you to NVIDIA announces its financial results for the fourth quarter and fiscal year 2025. And let me go back over there, hit read more. And there's your article that's explaining exactly how they performed with its latest earnings report. That way you don't have to go and try to read their latest 10Q that's going to be uploaded on the SEC's website. You can just go right to NVIDIA.com and go to their footer and click on newsroom, and you're right there. And it's going to explain everything that I just talked about in much more detail, right? So this is for sort of like your shareholders and so forth. So I suggest that if you actually own Nvidia or you want to buy Nvidia or are thinking about investing in it, go ahead and go to the website and check out that specific information and get it right from the horse's mouth. In case you're not familiar with Nvidia, Nvidia is pretty much everywhere, guys. And that's another reason that I say Nvidia is pretty much unstoppable at this point. What do they sell? Graphics processing units, GPUs for professional or pro graphics and workstations and gaming, and the data centers and high performance computing. They do all that. I think data centers is their absolute biggest revenue gainer in terms of what they actually bring in. But they're into creating these powerful AI supercomputers and building out, providing hardware, software for these data centers. Not to mention this is one that people may not know much about NVIDIA. They think NVIDIA is just gaming and data centers, but NVIDIA is huge in the automotive solutions market, right? Platforms for autonomous vehicles, what we call self-driving cars, right? All the software, hardware for self-driving cars. That's a big piece of what they do. They have networking products. Obviously, they have their gaming products and services, all different types of softwares and platforms and customization for their software and hardware. Lots of stuff. We also know that they're in healthcare and life sciences and media and their entertainment. Let's not forget about that. I'm giving you guys all of the things that NVIDIA is in because I want you to understand how big this company is and how important this company is moving forward. And why has it grown so much? Well, because it's everywhere in the AI space almost, right? And so again, it's in the media and entertainment, talking about solutions for video editing and special effects and live streamings and all this stuff. Telecommunications. NVIDIA's huge in the AI solutions for 5G networks and cloud computing and all that good stuff, right? And the finance arena, right? You're talking about high performance computing for financial modeling and algorithm. They're everywhere, right? Is what I'm trying to explain to you. They're all over the place, which means this company, as long as the demand for AI continues where it's at, this company's not going nowhere anytime soon. And some people think NVIDIA is a new company. NVIDIA's been around for 30 years, 30 plus years. So they're not new in the space of graphics and where those graphics can go, the different markets in terms of AI. NVIDIA just keeps growing and growing. Now, let me just say this because I always got to add this word of caution. It does not mean that NVIDIA stock is just on a perpetual upward swing forever. There's going to be some volatility like there is in all different technology stocks. You have this volatility, right? So keep in mind that every stock has risk. NVIDIA is no different. It has its risk, right? It faces its potential challenges. We know that there was an emergence of China's DeepSeek, right? Which DeepSeek has developed supposedly some AI models that require less computer power and are cheaper. And this could impact somehow the demand for NVIDIA's high performance GPUs in the near future. We just don't know that for sure, right? And then, of course, there's discussions about imposing some stricter regulations on chip sales to China. And all those things are going to introduce some uncertainty here and there. So as an investor in NVIDIA, you have to be thinking about some of those cons as well, right? Lots of pros, lots of growth, lots of potential, lots of demand for AI and what NVIDIA sells and its customers, right? But there's also some cons that you got to think about as well. So it's unstoppable, but that doesn't mean a constant flow upwards. There's going to be some hiccups. And I think if you've been investing in NVIDIA over the last 6 to 9 months, you've seen some of this volatility. But overall, if you're in it for the long haul, NVIDIA's got some amazing growth potential. Great earnings report after earnings report after earnings report. It's an AI giant. They're going to continue to grow. In my opinion, you just got to be patient. So there you have it, guys. I just wanted to share this quick update about NVIDIA after earnings. And I wanted to share with you some of the reasons I say that NVIDIA at this point is virtually unstoppable. If you got value from this video, do me a favor, smash that like button below and drop a comment. Let me know What is your current position in Nvidia? And how does it fit into your portfolio? Do you have it as a single stock? Do you own Nvidia as a part of an ETF or an index fund? Or do you just not have any Nvidia? You're staying away from all of the hoopla, right? Let me know in the comments section below, guys. Hey, the best person who's going to take care of the old you is the young you. Guys, take good care of yourself and take care of other people. Until the next video, peace.